Hi, now welcome to this tutorial on solving linear inequalities. What I've got here is two examples which I hope you'll find quite useful to follow. First one is 2x minus 7 is greater than 5, and the second one is 26 is greater than 5 minus 3x. Now when you solve linear inequalities, you solve them just as you would do with normal linear equations. Except there's one thing that you've got to be careful about. You've got to remember that if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you must reverse the inequality sign. Okay, let's get cracking in on the first one here. 2x minus 7 is greater than 5. Now if I was solving this, I would add 7 to both sides, so therefore what we would have is 2x is greater than 5 add 7. Adding 7 doesn't change the inequality sign. Clean this up and we have 2x is greater than 12. Now to find x, I've got to divide both sides by 2. Now because I'm dividing by plus 2, again I don't have to reverse the inequality sign. I only reverse it, remember, if I divide by a negative number. And so 2x divided by 2 just gives me x, and that is greater than 6. Now if we look at example number 2, there's several ways that I could do this example, and I'll try and go through a few different methods. First of all, I could add 3x to both sides. So if I did that, I would have 26 plus 3x is greater than 5. Next, I would want to subtract 26 from both sides, so therefore I would have 3x is greater than 5 minus 26. In other words, 3x is greater than minus 21. And next I would want to divide both sides by 3. So I'd have 3x over 3 and minus 21 over 3. And again, I'm dividing by a positive number, so I don't have to reverse the inequality sign. Tidying this up gives me x is greater than minus 7. Now as I said earlier, I could do this another way. So what we'll do is just give an alternative version for 2, we'll call it 2a. Let's copy the equation down again. 26 is greater than 5 minus 3x. What could I do? I could, for instance, multiply both sides by negative 1 to make this a plus 3x. If I did that, I would have minus 26 on this side, and on the other side I would have minus 5 plus 3x. Minus 5 plus 3x. But because I'm multiplying by a negative number, the inequality must be reversed. So I change that to a less than. Now I would want to add 5 to both sides so that I could remove this minus 5 here. So adding 5 to both sides would have minus 26 plus 5, which would therefore give me minus 21. And that would be less than 3x. So if I divide both sides by 3, I've got minus 21 over 3 and 3x over 3. Now I haven't divided by a negative number, so I do not need to change the inequality sign, so just put it in as it was before. So now we have minus 21 divided by 3, which is minus 7, is less than, and 3x divided by 3 is x. Now it's not a good idea to have the x on the right hand side here when we finish. So this says minus 7 is less than x, or you could read it in the other direction as x is greater than minus 7. So if I change it round, I finish with x is greater than minus 7. And that agrees with what we had up here. Now there's another way that you could do this same question. Let's put it down again as 26 is greater than 5 minus 3x. So, I first of all added 3x to both sides, and in this example I multiplied both sides by -1. But what happens if, say in this example, I decide to subtract 5 from both sides? Or if I did that, 26 take away 5 is going to be 21. And that's greater than minus 3x. Now what I need to do now is divide both sides by -3 so that I get the x. So I have 21 divided by -3 and minus 3x divided by -3. But in this case I've divided by a negative number, so I need to reverse the inequality. So we'll change it round. Okay, and now we have that therefore 21 divided by -3 is -7, and that is less than minus 3x divided by -3 is x. But this says -7 is less than x, and I can read it in the other direction just as I did here, and therefore have that x is greater than -7. So hopefully that gives you some idea of how to solve linear inequalities. So just remember that rule then, that if you multiply or divide by a negative number, always remember to change the inequality. Okay, well that brings us to the end of this tutorial.